Hi, and welcome to the Dixie Sun News. I'm Carly Kuhn.
I'm Bri Opdahl.
And I'm Justin Badger. Here are this week's stories.
Healing the blind, motorcycle speed racing, polygamy, and a famous aviator are some of the many topics featured at Dixie State University's own International Documentary Film Festival this year. As part of DocuToss, students and the community will have access to 77 films and seminars starting September 8th and ending September 12th. The films will be shown in multiple auditoriums, such as the Eccles Center for Performing Arts. Seminars about the films will also be held in the Main Stage Theater in the Eccles. Ryan Huskins has a story.
I talked to documentary filmmaker and DSU student Kyle Plummer to learn about his film, Tour of Honor, playing at Doc Utah.
And my brother and I had made the previous short film, Welcome Home. And in dealing with that organization, we discovered this other organization called Honor Flight. And what inspired us just was the story, the idea behind it, and how powerful that really is. And I talked to the organization, talked to the people in charge, and they got my dad and I to go on a flight where we filmed the entire thing from beginning to end. And just the whole experience was so inspiring, so powerful that it drove us to really make this the best we could possibly make it.
I asked Kyle how he broke into the film industry and if he has any advice for upcoming film students.
In 2008, my brother and I started really sitting down, writing scripts, casting our friends in different roles and making movies. We made an Indiana Jones short film, and it's just kind of grown from there. We just try to do the next project as different as possible from the last, and do different types of projects, narrative shorts, documentaries. Documentaries are a great way to do something for little to no budget and still tell a great story. I mean, just look in your communities, you can find the most eccentric, weird, wacky thing and take your camera and go talk to people about it. If you want to do a short film, like a narrative short film, don't hold back just because of, I can't pay for it or whatever. Let your vision determine what the final outcome will be. If there's a will, then you can do it. It's just about doing, constantly doing, and never let that, those obstacles bring you down to the point where you stop doing it.
Any future plans for filmmaking?
I do. I have ideas because part of my thing with documentaries is that sometimes I feel they get overlooked sometimes by general audiences because they go, oh, it's a documentary. Within an age of big budget action movies and blockbusters and such, why can't a documentary have the same cultural impact that something like The Avengers has, or something that's big? My idea is to hopefully sort of blend the two, narrative and documentary, somehow to bring it to a wider audience and make it more maybe culturally acceptable, more of a cultural norm, bring new, fresh tastes and views to the whole field.
Reporting for Dixie Sun News, I'm Ryan Huskins.
Glow-in-the-dark karaoke, drive-in movies, and do-pong tournaments are some of the things students can look forward to at this semester's Wednesday events. Dixie State University Student Association plans activities for every student who attends DSU every Wednesday, from freshmen to non-traditional students. The DSUSA plans to keep hosting events such as do-pong and the drive-in movies, but also hopes to plan new events like the Dixie Dash last Wednesday. The Wednesday event this week will be a concert bonfire featuring some artists from the Epic Proportions Tour. It starts at 7:30 in the Dixie State Amphitheater, and there will be free s'mores.
Suicide bombing, divine contracts with God, and promises of 72 virgins were all topics of discussion during the first Dixie Forum of the semester. Shadman Bashir, a visiting professor of law and international relations, lectured for an hour and answered questions about holy war, perceptions of Islam, and the meaning of jihad. Bashir studied in law in Pakistan, where he grew up before moving to the United States in 2001. Living in post-9/11 U.S., Bashir said he experienced racism and profiling, like always being the random guy stopped at the airport security. But those negative experiences fueled his passion for learning. He now uses his knowledge to teach others and share his personal, unique experiences. Bashir will present the screenings of the film Man Islam, Islam and Masculinity during DocuToss September 12th.
The path to an associate's degree is one that most students either struggle with or conquer with the breeze. But what is the significance of an associate's degree? And why is it useful in the real world? Multimedia reporter Justin Badger has the story.
Associate degrees. Are they really that important? I decided to ask a few experts and students at Dixie just how they felt about it. But to begin, we must ask, what even is an associate's degree? I asked a couple students to see what they thought.
Mine's just kind of your general Associates of Science, 60 credits. In my opinion, an associate's degree is like a participation certificate. It's easy to come by. It doesn't do a whole lot for you.
It's going to be in pre-engineering, a lot of general classes, a lot of math for mine for pre-engineering.
After asking students, I decided to get an expert's opinion, so I asked Allie Threet, an expert at Dixie on associate's degrees.
I am the Assistant Director of Career Services, and so I get to do all of the career counseling. With an associate's, there's a couple of benefits to getting it. One is if you are going to go into, for instance, one of the medical-related fields that only need an associate's, if you were going to go into our medical radiography program, I'm looking actually because it says it on our website, but the laboratory science or one of the fields, especially in the medical field where it only needs the associates, then that's a great reason to get it. A lot of those positions come with a very competitive wage, such as dental hygiene. Another example would be, like, for instance, if you wanted to have more credibility, and so we have different associates, such as our business one, and we have a marketing one, and we have a criminal justice one. So if you were trying to get an entry-level job that pretty much anybody could get, you could probably get higher wage, you could be considered more knowledgeable if you could say, I have an associate's of business.
But what I really wanted to know was, do people really care if you have one?
I think an associate's degree is important. I mean, for me, because it's cheaper here to get that, and then I can get my real degree.
Associates really aren't that important. Like I said, I've had mine for a year, and I've done absolutely nothing with it. Once you finish the credits you need to receive it, and you go walk for graduation, you don't actually get it till months after that, once the school has made sure you fulfilled all your requirements and stuff. So after a couple months, it's shipped to you, and honestly, mine is still in the envelope it was shipped to me in. Just sitting there in a mail slot I have at my house. Not touch distance.
There's a lot of people, like I didn't get an associate's degree, and I don't think that it's hurt me at all. Because at some schools that don't have such a push for associate degrees, you just start coming in as a freshman working toward a bachelor's degree. And so I don't think that it harms you to not have it. It just, if you were planning on transferring, if you were planning on stopping, it makes the transition easier. But I don't think it necessarily harms you, especially if you're going to stay at the same school.
For Dixie Sun News, I'm Justin Badger.
Let's see what happened in sports this week. I heard football is actually better this year.
It was pretty eventful. I went to the game. DSU football team was defeated last weekend by Colorado Mesa with a score of 43-3. Our kicker, sophomore Alex Giordani, got on the board just before halftime with a 32-yard field goal. DSU finished with a total of 287 yards for the night. Our women cross country finished first overall in George Kite Classic in Flagstaff, Arizona. Junior Skylar Story won the 2.6-mile race with an impressive 15:39. Megan Sidewell, Katie Brandon, Brianna Moylam, and Elizabeth Cook all placed top 10 as well. Our men's earned third overall with sophomore Jonas Desta leading the way with a 7th place win in this 4.5-mile race with a time of 24:48. Our men's soccer team was defeated 1-0 by Cal State San Marcos, and the score came in the 28th minute of the match. Dixie was outshot by Cal State as well, 9-6.
That's all for this week. Thanks for watching Dixie Sun News, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Extra news content is available and updated frequently online at dixiesunnews.com. How's you?
See you next time.